Open source is still the best way to land an engineer job, especially if you're self-taught. Contributing to open source is not a waste of time. You're just doing it wrong. If done correctly, it can be one of the highest returns on investments you can make as a software developer. I'm a self-taught senior AI engineer, and I owe pretty much everything from this position to my contributions in open source. It lets my resume stand out, shows that I'm engaged in the programming community, and also demonstrates that I'm genuinely interested in coding beyond just making money. However, recently I've been on the recruiting side of trying to hire AI engineers, and I've started to see what people put on their resumes, and it's kind of not impressive at all. It's like useless projects that are obviously vibe coded and bring nothing new to the table, and usually just copies of existing applications or solutions. In this video, I'll show you how I use my time effectively to contribute to open source projects that get me highly paid exclusive job offers. Okay, so I've done a mix of creating my own projects and contributing to others. So I'm gonna outline the major things I've done basically. Okay, so this is Condo GPT, and this is basically a RAG agent for querying and getting information about condos in Miami. Uses LangChain and LangGraph, an in-memory vector database, Postgres database, and it kind of comes with the data already. I made this like last year, kind of when LangChain was popping off and becoming a thing. And it was actually an internal tool for my own real estate startup called CondoGPT that I decided to open source because I was fascinated with learning about Gen AI. And I was seeing if maybe it will help other people learn, and it definitely did. I ended up making a video about this and a whole course on building the project. It got like 6,000 views. It helped a lot of people out. You see it has 16 forks, 56 stars. I mean, most of this is due to the YouTube video popping off. And you find this is the power of content creation. Like if you make something, post about it on X, you know, turn it into a whole story. And people comment on it, they will check it out, they'll give you stars, they'll give you recognition. This is all very useful stuff. But basically what this does is it kind of solves a real problem. I mean, it has real data, like real estate information in Miami, and it gives a nicer and cooler way of interacting with the data and answering questions. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out this video I made about it. But when I put this on my resume, people think it's really cool, and especially the external validation I have from this, like the stars, the 6,000 YouTube views. This basically helped spawn this channel that now has 1,200 subscribers, which is awesome. And as soon as I started putting this on my resume, it's definitely helped me get a lot of job offers for AI engineer roles. And then the people interviewing me could also even like look at the code I write, you know, and assess it. I mean, honestly, it's kind of cringeworthy looking at it right now because you see I have this big prompt with a bunch of information. Like this should just be split up. You know, there's so many different better ways you can do this, but this is my first project and doesn't need to be perfect. People just want to see you build. I also went to PyCon this year in Pittsburgh, and it was really nice because they had this thing called a sprint where for 3 or 4 days you got to sit down in a room with a bunch of sweaty people. And basically we would all go through issues on the Python repository on GitHub, like the C Python one. And you would find issues and try to solve them yourself. And you had Python core programmers in the room with you that you could kind of ask for help on contributing and stuff. So that was very useful. But, you know, I made a couple contributions to the Python programming language itself. And you can just imagine putting that on your resume. It's kind of a powerful statement, right? Even though my contributions weren't, I mean, they're not that significant, right? I'm still a contributor to the C Python programming language. Come at me. So contributing to a major library like that can definitely be worth your time. Just know that the hard part can be finding an issue because they usually get sniped by other people. But doing a couple of these, you know, being able to put that you contribute to like, you know, Python or JavaScript, like it's kind of cool. I also like patched some docs on LangGraph, very simple stuff again. But my contributions to LangChain go beyond just code since I'm an ambassador for them. But still, you can put contributing to LangChain, LangGraph on your resume. It also helps because a lot of AI engineer jobs, they're looking for people who actually work with LangChain. And as you can tell from me, I mean, I had this project I made, Condo GPT, like that I made a course on how to build it with LangChain, 6,000 views. Couple that with contributing to LangGraph, it's quite a solid combo, you know? So it's all about how you package everything together. And don't just try to like commit code, like try to be involved in other ways, you know? Because if you just patch like one piece of the documentation in LangGraph, it's like, yeah, technically you are a contributor, but like try to be a bit more involved with that so you have a better story to tell, you know? Yeah, that's my advice here. So I also have this repo, which I think someone just stole it. What? Oh no, it's just a README. All right, you're good, Matt. You're good. Okay. Yeah. So this is Audible Bookmark Extractor. Basically, a couple of years ago, maybe two, I was using Audible, which is like an ebook streaming service from Amazon. So you buy books, you listen to them, you can bookmark if they say something important, and I would do that. But there's no real good way of like extracting your notes, right? Because the bookmarks, you can click on them, it'll take you back to that section and you can re-listen. Boring. I wanted exporting like Notion, I wanted in like plain text, etc. Audible does not offer that option, so I decided to fix it myself. It was a problem I faced. And basically, yeah, I made this Audible bookmark extractor, which calls the Audible API, gets the bookmarks, transcribes them through using OpenAI Whisper, and then exports it into Notion or into flashcards or just plain Excel files. I did that. It was very useful for myself because I could, I read a lot of like, what do you call it, nonfiction books. When they talk about important concepts, I kind of put that in my own knowledge base. Then I saw a lot of people on Reddit were actually facing the same problem, and I would just send them the tool. And yeah, I now have 19 forks, 65 stars, 8 contributors, so it's kind of evolved to like a pretty nice project. And yeah, it just started with me wanting to solve a problem for myself. So I guess an important thing here is your open source contributions or your projects, it should solve a real need. It has the most impact if it solves an actual need, right? And when you do an actual need, like you'll have the validation to back it up, like 65 stars, 19 forks, and it will kind of speak for itself. So really try like go around Reddit, Discord, see what people are like frustrations they have and try to fix it. Make a tool for free. This is a simple command line tool, like there's no GUI or anything, so it's very basic. And just post it online, like see what happens. Just try to help out. So yeah, like I said, we had quite a couple of pull requests. A lot of them were merged. And this shows that, I'm able to review code from others and manage it. Some of these people contributing are actually quite notable programmers at the big companies. They've been in the game for far more than me. So reviewing and improving their code to repo carries some weight, right? So yeah, those are the main contributions I've done to open source. And as you can see, it's really not that much. Because of the way I've done them, because of the problems I've chosen to solve, and the external validation I've gotten from them, and the way I package them and present them, for example, on my resume or on my online presence, like this YouTube channel, it allows me to stand out and show my candidacy way more for AI engineer roles. So the main benefit here is being able to put on my resume that I built a LangChain RAG agent open source project with over 50 stars on GitHub, and made a YouTube course on LangChain with over 6,000 views, or that I'm maintaining a asynchronous Python repository, reviewing pull requests from senior developers from all over the world. And this has all been made possible mainly because of my content creation, which gives exposure and drives a lot of people to these projects, right? And I think most importantly, that I can put that I'm a contributor to the Python programming language itself. I mean, that's a pretty powerful statement, if I do say so myself. Well, actually, I don't say so myself, because a lot of people have also told me, wow, that's sick. So this has two main benefits. I mean, the obvious one is putting that on your resume just makes you get selected a lot more in the interviews, But that's if they even look at your application, which, as we know, like a lot of listings get flooded with applications, so that might not even happen. So I don't even leave that to chance. I would, apply to the job on LinkedIn, and then I would see whoever is the hiring manager, and I pay for LinkedIn Premium, so I can bother all these hiring managers as much as I want, which is like such a good investment. And then I would personally DM them. I would write like a catchy subject line, and then like just 2 or 3 sentences about why I'm the perfect candidate for the job. And here, I'm able to sprinkle in stuff that they've never seen from another candidate before. Like, how many of these positions are going to see an applicant who's contributed to the Python programming language itself? Even if you're a non-technical hiring manager who like doesn't even know the difference between Java and JavaScript, like they're gonna understand that that's pretty sick stuff. And also, like, I have pretty compelling evidence at this point, right? Like the C Python contributions, send them a link to my GitHub where they can literally see like my code being validated. So a lot of times this would just give me interviews and access to jobs that I would normally not have access to. So like if you build your profile in a unique way that makes you very compelling, like that makes people want to reach out and like have the interview and like get to know you, it will really open up some amazing doors for you. And here I think like the C Python contributions and like the GitHub repo, like 50 plus stars, they carry a lot of weight here. Also, me being a LangChain ambassador, which is something I got through my open source contributions as well. And it all carries a lot of weight here. But anyway, that's how these things will just give you access to a whole new tier of jobs. And this is why this is the highest return on investment thing you can make in your career as a software developer. And yeah, this is how I'm making over 6 figures in Stockholm, which is really high compensation for that area, especially at my skill level, because I built my profile in a very unique way. And this is because, of course, I was a real estate agent before. Like, I know how to sell myself. I know how to build myself in a way that I can sell myself properly if you play your cards right. And I mean, if you have more questions, you can always just leave a comment down below, or you can hit me up on X. My handle is in the Scrippy. And at the end of the day, people want to work with interesting people. Like if you contribute code to the Python programming language, you're probably a very interesting person. You have a unique perspective on things than compared to the average programmer. So it's like, you're cool. Like, anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So yeah, if you want to use open source as a way to make you more attractive in the job market, which is completely fine. I mean, it's free work at the end of the day. You should get something out of it. Then this is the way to do it. Make sure you're solving a real problem. Try to get some validation. Try to contribute to significant packages like Python. And you should definitely start to see better results in the job market. So yeah, if you'd like to get started, I still have some issues on both Audible, Bookmark, Extractor, and CondoGPT. For the latter one, if you want to build on one yourself, I recommend this course I made. I will give you a much better understanding of the project and allow you to contribute to it better. So I think that's quite a good way to start contributing, and you'll have your code reviewed by a senior AI engineer, me. This project has helped people, in their career before, so it could help you as well. I'm going to leave the link to that course over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.